for 6 people to get this EComm group started. That's what I'm really looking for right now.
Right.
So once we get past there, a lot of things can happen. We need to get this group going.
Does Indiana have any CERT teams?
Sure. Oh yeah.
I didn't know if there was any.
I don't know if Elkhart had some going.
We did have. I don't know if they're still going.
I don't know if they're still going or not.
And I just promoting that for a while.
I know Gary's trying to get something going. It's not surface.
What's the responsibilities of an at-large person at large?
They should be an advisory council for the agencies that we work with. Establish meetings for the council and the SIG group. To be a group that assists with public service events. To help establish standards, training standards and stuff for Elkhart radio EComm, and plan exercises, and then interact with served agencies. And that's an initial vision of what I have, and it can become whatever that group wants it to become. So I need one more volunteer for this group. Basically, I need, obviously these people need to be committed to come to do this job. This is a job. You know, if we're gonna get this going, we gotta get things going. So it's not, I want to do it, and no, I can't do it. Going once?
How many hours a month did you say it would be?
I have no idea. Couple hours a month at least, plus the meeting. I would assume that they'd make it a tentative commitment to be to these EComm SIG meetings. So another couple hours a month there, so 4+ hours a month.
You're looking for that large?
Yeah. You'll do it? Okay. Great.
Somebody's got it.
Now with this group meets, we'll make we'll be talking a whole lot of structure things to get us going. You know, what we really want to accomplish, and what we want to accomplish soon, and things like that. At any rate, that's all I have to present. So this is open discussion. You know, do you see this? These are my ideas. Yeah, but they were just my ideas. So they can be. I want it to be more than just. So any other discussion the group wants to make?
I think at some point we need to discuss how we're going to be doing this kind of communication. I mean, it can't be with HTs and using repeaters. Do we want to be fully independent? Do we want to focus on Digi? This probably not. You know, yeah, that kind of stuff. But you know, there's a hardware component to it.
Yeah.
Every time
we need to establish standards. It's not just training. It's really established standards. I really shouldn't have even put the training part in there. Training is part of it. but it's gonna be creating standards for what do we expect members of the group, people who are going to come to a situation, what do we expect them to have? You know, it's got to be more than a 2-meter HT with a rubber duck underload on it. It's probably gonna, yeah, I would love to see us be able to do more than just 2 meters. I would like to see us be able to do more digital stuff. I would like to see us, there's a lot of things that.
Oh, boy.
The digital is definitely gonna be required,
Yeah.
but the need, every time you see a train roll through this county,
Mm-hmm.
if you, I'm a chemist, retired, and I get scared shitless looking at the quantities of some of these things that are being dragged through this county constantly. Something's gonna roll one of these days, it's happened in the past, and the volume of traffic just keeps going.
We have been very lucky as
We
a
have
county.
been awful lucky.
Kentucky's dealing with one right now. Chad's neighbor, you know who Chad is? You know, Carpenter, he's the hazmat technician. He's actually a specialist for all our people. He's on our rescue team. And he specializes in railroad cars, rail cars and stuff. As an amateur team, we've even gone and dealt with some of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's interesting what's coming through here.
We get tornadoes occasionally, probably not so much, not wood. But the trains keep rolling through here. Something will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And what can we, how can we participate? How can we help?
So we need to establish standards.
I would hope that emergency management gets on the ball and establishes some training sessions that we can be involved in.
You mean, exercises? Oh, yeah. And I think as we prove ourselves again, that we will be invited to those.
Well, I haven't heard of anything the last couple of years that they planned. The last one was a train derailment in Elkhart.
Yep. That was over Elkhart General. That's what scared the willies out of me, because I could see what the problem was, and I could knock on the door, but nobody was interested. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that emergency management, with Mike leaving and Gary coming in, that there was a lapse there. Mike's attention was not where it needed to be. Or, he had other interests, and Gary's been there a year, 2 years now.
Almost two.
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years now. So, I know, at least I heard when I came back from my vacation out west, that Jennifer was interested in having the command vehicle man during the whole fair time with amateur radio operators.
We don't have the horses.
Really?
Jennifer asked me, I'll tell her.
Yeah, I was kind of glad I was not around last year when that it gave us a good excuse not to do it. But part of, when I talked to her a little bit about it, she is really wanting to help us expand as a group. She is behind this group. She wants this group to go.
Well, when it comes to communications, would 6 meter and 10 meter be a viable option too?
All right,
Sure would.
Try it out.
I can tell you a lot of stories about,
I'm thinking upgrading my radio equipment.
I know for one of the things, 6 meters was used very heavily during Katrina.
Yeah.
Because they lost literally all of their repeaters,
Right.
literally.
Mhm.
Both public service and,
Wow.
and to get a system up quickly, they went to 6 meters because it could cover the area. Simplex farther than 2 meters or 440 or any of those. And 10 meters would be another good example of that. You know, as you get lower frequencies, you can get some better distances out, pump some power up. But-
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dewey he's promoted an idea a couple of times in the last year, essentially mapping the county with what equipment at this corner of the county can what's the coverage? Where can you, what kind of coverage can you get in the county with what equipment, what frequencies?
Right.
And I think that would be
That'd be a fun exercise.
really useful goal.
And I could see that as something this group as an EComm state group can say, hey, that's something, a project we wanna plan an event for some Saturday afternoon to,
Couple of Saturdays.
a couple Saturday, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But, back to the, when I was doing, when I do planning for some of these events, yes, 6 meters and 10 meters would be great. How many of you can do it? How many of you got radios that do it?
Right now,
That you
I
can
don't,
take to
but I
the
do.
field and do that with antennas, portable antennas. For like the fair parade and these events, I have trouble finding people with dual band radios.
Well, I got the
We're stuck
antenna
on 2
working.
meters is the only option we got.
So when you're talking 6 meters, are you meaning all mode? Or just sideband or FM or?
Could be, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
We need to
Yeah.
figure that out. You wanna do F, do you do FM, do you do, yeah, it's like, yeah, what do you do? And that's something needs to be figured out.
But to do any kind of an operation long term, if you have an emergency situation, you're going to need at least 3 teams, 3 people to do 8-hour shifts at multiple locations. And look around the room, how many shifts could we pull?
Now, you do end up hopefully being able to pull from other county organizations. I still have discussions to do with Jennifer, and Gary. They've been pretty adamant that they want to do things by races. The problem is races is a very specific conditions that you need to activate it. She's been pretty insistent of not wanting to necessarily use Aries. So there are discussions that need to be done.
What are the training limitations?
But
Training limitations, time allocated for training for races.
races is real simple. It's 100, 200, and 700.
No. In terms of
Hours. Right.
Yeah, hours.
Oh,
that you can, actively be doing something without. without
1
being
hour
activated.
training for,
Yeah.
look it up again.
1 a month.
So it's 1 hour a month or something like that. It's very, very limited. It was never intended to be a long-term thing. And the rules now have where, at the discretion of emergency management or the organization for the county, they can, because one of the rules in races is you can only talk to other races stations.
Wow, that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense in the big scheme of things. But one of the rules that did get changed was that under the discretion of the agency, the civil, well, emergency management or whatever the civil organization that's activating, they do have the option of bringing in Aries as other members to the team. They don't have to suddenly become Racy's members. But that's at the discretion of emergency management. And if Jennifer is currently at the point where she don't want anybody but Racy's, that also becomes a problem with bringing in people from the outside. That's the other thing. She's got to, if you only want Racy's people, then you can't just bring in organizations, throughout the state either.
So there is this political cloud.
So there's this
All
political
kinds of
cloud,
stuff.
and we've
As
kind of,
usual.
over the years, we've kind of,
Wouldn't that put a limitation on what we wanna do? If she wants to be just Racy's?
yeah.
We as a group don't have to be either Racy's or Aries.
As a group, we don't, okay.
We're just a bunch of,
To do public service, amateur radio public service, nothing is required. Literally, nothing is, we can volunteer to help at any parade or event. We don't need to be part of Aries, Racy's, nothing. We just need
have a
to
radio.
have a group that wants to do it. Radios, a plan, and support from the organization that wants it. In early days, that was basically almost the same for responding to emergencies. Tornado comes in,
Civil defense.
you come in from an amateur radio point, civil defense wasn't even required. Nothing was required. Original. We're talking many moons ago.
Yeah, cause there was a lot required when I was in with emergency management in the city.
Right. As things moved on through history, more and more requirements happened. And one of the reasons I think Jennifer is not a big Aries fan was because until essentially this year, Aries didn't have any requirements for training. When you if you wanted to be an Aries member, you filled out an application and it went to your EC and you're an Aries member. That was it. And then the EC decided what local county requirements were. And then along came 9/11, and then on top of that, then Katrina was the next big change in the way things happen. It became a requirement that you must have at least 700, 100, and 200. I know some people think that if something major happened, that they'd come begging for amateur radio operators to come regardless of what that. I can guarantee you right now, if you don't have those certifications, you're not gonna be. You can come volunteer like any other citizen can volunteer, and you can help fill coffee cups and water bottles and just like any other citizen volunteer. But are you gonna go help at a incident? Nope. You're not gonna get anywhere near it. You're gonna have to be part of an organization
that they recognize.
Let's call, yeah.
But that's recognized by your local, at least local, well, by whoever is managing that incident.
Right.
Local, state, FEMA, whoever's, I mean, and it's gonna be whatever their requirements are. And if you don't have them, you're not gonna play. And that's why ARL needed to come up with a national system, you know, so that they could play with FEMA. Because with no requirements for any of their members,
What are those courses for the NIMS again? 700?
700, 100, and 200.
Wasn't there also an 800B?
To be part of Aries,
Uh-huh.
you need 800 and then also the ARL emergency class.
Be an EC.
Hmm?
Be an EC.
No,
No,
to be a level 2
Oh,
right,
Aries member. To be an Aries member, a level 1 Aries member,
right. What
you don't need anything, basically. You just need to register with the county, your county EC. Which we don't have, so we don't, yeah, you didn't have level 1. But I'll guarantee, no Aries 1 members will be dispatched to any other state, county. You know,
When I registered,
it won't go
they
anywhere.
sent me to South Bend, they sent my information over to South Bend to theirs, so that's kind of where it was.
Gotta love it.
But that's the way it works. Yeah, when it came time to do the Puerto Rico thing, you know, they were looking for their 50 volunteers. Well, they had fun trying to vet those people. And as it turned out, they needed much higher requirements than initially put in there. They needed people who could be self-contained in jungle conditions.
Online training will not handle that.
So basically, you know, this group is basically a SIG group. We can establish requirements that we need here in Elkhart County, and if we're gonna be asked to do something, it's gonna come from emergency management, Elkhart County Emergency Management. At this point, that's where the request would end up coming through. And she is going to require 100, 200, and 700. So those are gonna be some of the minimum things that we're going to need. So if you're gonna do that, you must become a RACES member, come on the roster, and be done with it.
Are you still keeping the records? Training records and stuff?
And then if and when we have a Aries EC, then we'll be able to register, you know, into those memberships as you wish to be in. And that EC will coordinate that. And that way you will need to get the 800 and then also
Well, the other ones, anybody can go online and take those, right?
yeah.
Because I was in the process of doing it with emergency management.
Because basically, to be a level 1 Aries member, it's the 100, 200, and 700, and 800. They added the 800, and then you also need to take the EC class, EC1 class. Those are all free. The FEMA classes those 4 FEMA classes are all online. Take at your own pace. You know, if we need to get a group to do that wants to combine and do training, Gary and Jennifer are more than happy to organize a day to provide any of those trainings.
We supported, our group, we went down and to